Welcome back, everybody, to another episode or show of Recruitment Uncensored. This feels a little bit weird because it's 8 o'clock it's just 8:15 in the morning on the 7th of October because we're pre-recording this one. I'll be completely honest with you, I forgot. So I had a reminder 10 minutes before when I was taking all my bloody supplements downstairs with my breakfast. So I was like, shit, I need to get organised. Chris, you were sitting in the green room or somewhere else thinking you were
Yeah,
waiting that I was late, but actually it was you.
yeah, yeah,
So
100%.
we've had a
Yeah,
great start to this
yeah,
morning, a great start. Um, Obviously this is normally live, but I've had to go I'm on site with a client, so we're pre-recording it. Um, but as you know, because I've done this before, it makes absolutely no difference to the show because I don't edit it. So it is effectively live. The only difference is any of you that comment or ask questions throughout, which I would encourage you to do, we won't bring it up on the screen live. Myself and Chris will get notifications. We'll comment back on Wednesday when this goes live and you see it. So that is literally the only difference. But other than that, it is effectively live. And I'm sure you'll realise that throughout the show because as normal, even though I've done 61 episodes of this now, I'll probably make a couple of mistakes because I always do. Forget something or whatever. So there we go. But I've got Chris Hart joining me today, fellow recruitment trainer and coach. Give
Hi.
everyone a wave. But you've got a few businesses, haven't you? So you've got your rec to rec, you've got your coaching, your training, and I know you do mental health coaching as well, and you've got the lobby.
Yeah.
Any other
So
businesses knocking about?
no, I just pretend to have a few just to make me look important and impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arcade is the main brand, if we want to call it that. The main business is the training side, recruitment and mental health, and then the rec to rec is just a little bit of moonlighting here or there if I ever get bored or come across anyone
Yeah.
that I feel like I could
It's a
steal from somewhere.
bit of a side hustle.
Yeah, yeah,
Apologies in advance.
it's
I've
fine.
got a bit of a cold coming, so might be a few 4K nose blows today and some coughs. So try and hold it in. But right, we are talking today about how to stand out when every recruiter sounds the same. And this came about from something that we did together, wasn't it?
Yeah, not naming any
We both,
names.
not naming any names. We spend a lot of time with different businesses, different consultants, and we've noticed this anyway, but we were together on something where it really hit home that, oh my God, recruiters are literally all sounding the same and we've got to do something about it. So Chris has come on today to share his wisdom and knowledge. I'll be giving my 2 pence as well. But yeah, if you are wanting to stand out and be different, it actually isn't that difficult at the moment. And Chris is going to share
No.
some stuff with you on how you can do that. So let's get cracking. So, well, this is a good place to start, isn't it? Why do you think, or what do you see that makes most recruiters sound the same on their calls in particular?
This is the thing, right? So I was saying this to someone the other day that as recruiters, individually, especially if you're working from home, you're only ever going to hear yourself, or at most the
Mm-hmm.
people that you're in the office with, right? Whereas me and you, we do different sessions with different people across. We're just talking about all the glamorous locations we get to go to, right? Across all
Industrial estates.
yeah, right. So we get to hear how all these different recruiters sound. And again, not naming the thing that we did together, most cold call openers or how people position themselves and pitch themselves on cold calls especially and on LinkedIn emails and marketing emails, etc., they all pretty much start with the same formulaic opener. It's either a case of really like, I am a specialist recruiter in X. I understand you're recruiting for X. I have candidates with X skills. Can I talk to you about your hiring plans? Right?
Yeah.
It's like, or it's a variation of that. And it's like, you hear that on calls and you hear that in emails. And the fact is that hiring managers are getting how many calls from recruiters on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, right?
Hundreds.
So,
Well,
yeah.
probably, yeah, it could be even thousands, really, couldn't it?
And it's just, I don't know if it comes from like an internal kind of the way that the culture or the training is done internally, or if it's just, I don't know what it is or where it's coming from, but everyone is pretty much going with the same approach, meaning that no one is standing out because everyone's saying roughly the same thing. Calling yourself a specialist means fuck all now, because even if you are, how are you proving that?
Everybody's saying it.
Just because you say you are doesn't mean that you are. Even if you are, and you may very well be, why should I believe you as the hiring manager, right? So yeah, for me, it's just a case of, like we said, like recently, and I think there's a lot of this stuff, again, not naming any particular names and stuff, but the things you see on TikTok and other platforms, all these kind of gimmicky openers as well, I'm not a fan of. I think it depends on the industry. And people are either going down that route of trying these kind of gimmicky style openers, or they think just by saying I work in a vertical and I've got candidates of this and I know you're hiring, that's
perfect candidate for you, the perfect candidate.
And it's like that. It may all be true. It may all be true, but the fact is that what are you saying that is any different to any other recruiter, or why should that hiring manager fucking believe you in the first place? Because they've never spoken to you before. So why should they believe you?
They don't know who you are.
Yeah, they've got no reason to believe you because you sound the same as everyone else. And I don't think people are kind of taking that into consideration, that because a lot of people work from home or they're in small offices or whatever, or maybe that's just how we do it as a business. It's not. Every other recruiter, around most of them, I'd say 90% of them, are probably using a similar approach.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, everyone's just kind of regurgitating the same stuff. So it's just all noise. It's just all, everyone's just blurring into one. Occasionally you'll get lucky. Of course you will. But I think most people are just blurring into one. And when you kind of point this out, you just kind of get this look of, but I am a specialist. I don't doubt that you are, but you need to prove it somehow in the first 30 seconds of a phone call without just saying I'm a specialist.
Yeah, and I think something really interesting came up in a session I did last week, and I think this is probably one of the reasons as well. Everybody's very transactional, I find.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's very, and we were talking about actually a sort of gatekeeper conversations, because sometimes the gatekeepers say, well, why are you calling, or what do you want to speak to them about? And it sort of fed into the intro that we were going to come into next on when you speak to the decision maker. But what I was saying to them is, think about your prep you've done, like what research, what interesting info, use some of that as your reasons for calling. So say you found out that they've been taken over, there's been an acquisition. If the gatekeeper says, why are you calling that IT manager, for example, I'll just have a chat with them about the acquisition. And one of the consultants is like, that's a lie. So it's not a lie, because if you'd be lying if you said you were a different person calling from a different thing about, that's a lie. Like I did that when one of the things I did when I started out, I said it was a student calling about my engineering dissertation. That is a lie. And it bit me in the arse because they put me through. And I had to pretend it was. But it's not a lie. You are going to, talking about the acquisition is relevant for you and you need to know about it, because what could it lead to? Jobs. And then thinking about everything too logically and transactionally, I must tell them I'm a recruiter and I must pitch straight away and tell them this straight, why I'm calling. And it's this pitch. Everybody thinks you've got to pitch at the start of the call, and you don't.
Well, yeah, the game has definitely changed, right? Over the years, was it 5-10 years ago, whatever it was, right? You probably could call up and say, I am a specialist in this and I work with some amazing candidates, blah, 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 right? And that would probably sound great at the time. I'm not even saying that it's necessarily a bad opener, but when you're saying the same thing as everyone else, now you need to be different. The key to BD at the minute for me is just, you've still got to back up what you do, but just stand out a little bit, right? You've got to bring something different in that first initial call or pitch or outreach that makes you stand out without using gimmicks, without saying things like, if I told you this was the phone call, would you throw your phone out the window? Like, we're not in phone sales, right?
I'd throw myself out the window if I heard that intro again.
I mean, like,
in fact, I'm going to bring up our second question because we're leading nicely onto it now. How can you position yourself to stand out? So let's chat about that, because
that's the thing.
That's what everyone wants to know, really, isn't it?
I don't think people, it sounds really patronising, but I don't think people really think about, I did a session on this recently with a platform we do webinars and stuff with. People don't know how to position themselves or what their product actually is beyond I work in a vertical, right? And I was having this conversation with someone. I said, what makes you a specialist? So, well, I only work in this vertical. I was like, okay, cool. But what makes you a specialist though in that vertical? Well, I only speak to candidates in that vertical though. right? But what makes you a specialist? Because there's going to be other recruiters in that vertical that do exactly the same as you. So what makes you different to them? And it's like, then it just kind of stops. Like, they don't know, and they could be really good at what they do, but then actually getting them to think about how to communicate what their product actually is and what they deliver beyond, I work with candidates with X skills, right? So as an example, let's say whatever your market is, let's go back to my techie days, right? I was a techie recruiter. Let's say I did lots of infrastructure and DevOps, right? Let's say my vertical is infrastructure. But if I wanted to really niche down on something, I'd have a vertical, then I'd niche down on something within that. I would then say, let's pick DevOps within fintech, right? So I would then specifically and deliberately go and find, say, the top 5% DevOps engineers with AWS, or the top 5 Kubernetes and in Terraform engineers in the DevOps market that work within fintech. And I would verify that they are the top 5%, reference check them, technically test them, everything, right? Do all that kind of stuff. And then that's how I would position myself. I'm a recruiter. I work with the top 5% of DevOps engineers within fintech, and I can back that up. I can prove to you that I work with the top 5% engineers, right? So yeah, it's not like a magical, it's not like rocket science. I've magically done something weird and wonderful. I'm still an infrastructure recruiter, but I'm deliberately positioning myself as I focus on this thing and I'm really fucking good at it, and I can back that up. I'm specifically talking about one niche rather than just, I specialize in DevOps recruitment. It's just one little tweak, but then I will also then back that up by working in a particular niche, for example. Or if you work in,
you've done that background work to show that. I think so that, I mean, there's multiple ways you can stand up. That is 100% one of them. And this sort of ties in with what we were saying just now about sounding the same on calls. Don't know if you've noticed this, and again, I think this is the gimmicky, TikTok-y stuff feeding into it. People use the same opener on their LinkedIn messages, their emails, their calls. One of the ways you can stand out is mix it up. I mean, for God, like, it makes the job so much more interesting. And I think it's, again, coming out of this transactional way of working. Be more strategic. Think outside the box and think, okay, well, what could I do with this client? How could I try and get them to speak to me on LinkedIn? What could I do on the phone that could maybe open a call? How could I maybe intro myself on this call differently? It's not even, it's a little tweak, isn't it? But that alone would make you stand out from 90% of the recruiters in this country at the moment.
And what the problem, part of the problem is that what I was trying to explain to people recently is that if you look at it from two different points of view, right? Companies will only hire, most recruiters will pitch at a prospect client on the basis that they believe they're hiring, right? Now, if you're chasing a hot lead, obviously, you've got good evidence to back that up. But if you're just chipping away at a target client, most recruiters' outreach, whether it's cold calls or any emails or whatever it is, they're all aimed at the basis of, I believe that you're hiring, whether they are or not. So sometimes your pitches, the reason your pitches aren't landing is because you're pitching against something that they're not even considering right now. You need to kind of be aware of where these prospects or these clients are. It sounds really lame, but on their buyer's journey, right? They're either not buying, or they're thinking about buying, but they haven't made a decision yet, or they're ready to buy. Most recruiters pitch on the basis that they believe that every single person they approach is ready to buy.
You chase live job. That's another way to stand out. You don't have to just chase live work all the time.
Exactly. So, and most companies will only buy from who they know. Initially, you will get lucky. You could chase a hot lead, first phone call, pick it up, great. But most companies will only buy from who they know. So the point is, if you're pitching as if they're ready to buy, and even if they are ready to buy, they don't really know who you are. You need to be pitching just to get on their radar sometimes. And at that point, what I call it like Jedi mind fucking, right? So you're selling without selling. There's no point pitching something at that point if they're not ready to buy. Stop trying to sell them something. Just give them something. Tell them, what can you it's not even about what you can provide and what you do, but like, are you providing market intel? Are you updating them what's going on in their world? Are you doing surveys or whatever it might be? But I'm not trying to sell you candidates right now. I just want to get on your radar. And then you continue that until they're ready to buy. And at that point, they may be ready to buy from you. But I think a lot of people pitch at the wrong point of where these companies are. Now, we're not psychic. We're not going to know. But unless you're chasing a hot lead, I would stop trying to pitch on the basis of I'm trying to sell you CVs right now. Forget about that.
Yeah. Forget about. I think what I say to a lot of people is, especially in those initial first chats, get out of your head. I'm trying to pick up jobs. I'm trying to win a client. Get that out of your head, and just think, I am trying to build a relationship, make them aware of me, and this is the key bit, and this will help you stand out. Find out information. Ask some fucking questions. Don't start pitching. Start finding out about them, because these decision makers, the recruitment part of their role is probably about 5% of their job. It's not their be all and end all. Some of them hate it. It's not what they do day to day. So say they're an engineering manager, they're not thinking about recruitment all day.
Exactly.
Like it's not their world. So you've got to get into their world, speak their language, find out about their world, and mold to it. That will help you stand out, because no one else is doing that either.
And going back to what we said a minute ago about, if you're going to call yourself a specialist, it's not just about the candidates that you provide. You need to live and breathe your market, right? So you need to know what's going on in your world, and they're the conversations that you go in with these prospect clients. Not just I'm trying to pitch you fucking CVs. And so many could just go with tunnel vision like this because they've got a manager standing over them who's going to scream at them if they didn't pick up that job right there and then in that call.
Got to hit their KPIs.
And that's all they're trying to get, right? It's like, forget about that. Have some criteria that you can decide that was still a good call. What info did you get out of that? What could you use as an agreed follow-up? What could you use to maybe use that with another client or another candidate? What can you provide back to your market from that phone call you just had with that prospect? Stop trying to pick up I don't know if I'd even want to pick up a job in the first phone call. Unless they've got half an hour to sit down and qualify with me. Yeah.
I'd be concerned because they've probably given it to every other agency that's called that day.
Exactly. Oh, here you go, job.
Back when I started, which is quite a while ago now, unfortunately, it was a bit more. We only could use the phone.
Yeah.
And when you eventually did get, I would say usually it wasn't the first call, maybe a second, but sometimes you would, and sometimes it would be a decent job. But these days.
No, I don't know. Unless they're going to spend half an hour with me qualifying it and we can sign terms there and then, why would I want to work your job straight away? And like you said, if they've done that with me, they've done it with the other 5 or 10 recruiters that week that have called them, right? So just get out of that tunnel vision. Think about what it is that you provide your market and how you can use that in an outreach or a call to a prospect client, rather than just, I work with candidates in this, can you buy them off me, please?
Yeah. No, so annoying. I can't listen to that anymore. Content obviously comes into it.
Yeah.
Because it can fuel smarter BD, can't it? So how do you see the content side of things coming into it?
So one of the examples that I give, content and should we say marketing material, right? So the classic that I get when I'm in rooms with people and go, right, what do you send out as part of like content? Not necessarily what you post on LinkedIn, we can get to that, but what do you send out as part of your outreach or your sales cadence? And I get the 2 classic answers: salary survey or like a movers and shakers list. And everyone thinks it's like we've come up with the fucking genius idea. It's like,
don't tell anybody.
Like
a salary survey.
So they sit. Yeah, our BD slowdown. Yeah, our BD slowdown, kids. What are we going to do this quarter? Fucking salary survey. That'll get them, right? It's like, I'm sorry, but no one gives a fuck about your salary survey, right? Not really. Or your movers and shakers list. So again, going back to being a specialist and selling without selling, or Jedi mind fucking, as I call it, or whatever, right? If I worked in a particular market, for example, and this is, I gave this example the other week. If I worked in a particular market and there was a client or a company in this world, whether I'm working with or not, that were like really good at what they do, and they had some kind of update or something that was just, caused some ripples in the market, got people talking, whatever it is, whether it's a tech company, retail company, whatever it is, right? What I would then do, which I would think would be pretty clever to prove that I'm a specialist, when that company has done that thing, I would then go and find relevant key people in their competitors, right? And I would then approach them on the basis of, I'm doing some market research on X company because they've clearly made some noise with this new thing. And I want to get some sound bites from some experts in the market. And I'm going to publish this and see what people's opinions are of it, right? That one way, you're going to feed their ego for a start. Hopefully that'll get you a conversation with them. I'm not fucking selling anything, right? I then I then take all these sound bites and I actually produce a piece of content, right? And
Does
then,
look good on LinkedIn.
yeah, and then I go back to these companies and be like, look, I produced this thing. I'm going to send it to you. I'd like to get your thoughts and all the other opinions on it as well. Again, another catch up, another meeting without selling anything. I then go and approach the company that it's about and go, by the way, I've done all this market research, by the way, and this is what all your competitors think of this thing that you've just done. Again, potentially, hopefully, another conversation. I still haven't sold anything, but I'm proving that I live and breathe my market and I actually know
And
what
you're
the
building
fuck
a
I'm talking
relationship.
about.
They're getting to know you.
Exactly. It's like selling, and I'm not pitching anything at any point. They all know at some point that the pesky little recruiter that I am, I'm going to go pitch slap, by the way. I'm now going to pitch
Even
you
ask
something.
you. They might even get inquisitive and start asking you, so you don't have to even pitch slap them. It's just like
and
natural.
It's just like I'm saying to recruiters, it's like you're speaking to candidates all day, every day. They're telling you stuff that's going on in your world, in your market. Use it. Turn it into an article. Turn it into a 2-minute video. Turn it into a mini survey you want to do. Turn it into a poll on LinkedIn. Package it up. Get your marketing team to fucking do it, and then use it.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's all this stuff that you could use.
I think the salary insight stuff is useful, but I think you can't just rely on that. I think there's deeper market, like you were saying then, there's so many market insights that we get, not just salary, like loads of
and not just the LinkedIn fucking market. That's not clever either. Again, anyone can do that. Use real time. Your candidates in your market, whether you place them or not, they're your fucking spies. Use them, right? And then you could turn that into postable content on LinkedIn, marketing material that you send out, and it's real-time stuff that no one else is finding out or using, even if they are finding out, because everyone's doing the same fucking thing. And you are now proving that you live and breathe your market and you're a specialist, right? And it gets you conversations with people without even fucking selling anything. So
you could
for me,
flip what you've just, I mean, you could do it both ways, but you could even use it as a tool to get candidates. So you could go in, some candidates you're trying to headhunt, ask them to do the sound bites. You are going to use it to send out to clients. Obviously, you can make them slightly anonymous. Don't know how you would do it, but you're then showing them the sort of candidates you've got. That's great content for LinkedIn as well. There's loads of stuff you could do with it, but I think if you are doing a niche where there is a lot of legislation and compliance attached, so we're talking more probably about some of the temp side of things. One thing I think you need to be capitalizing on more, which a lot of them don't, is you've got to remember that a lot of your clients haven't got a fucking clue about this stuff because they think it's the agency's job, and it's actually not. For them to be compliant with HMRC, they need to know more than they know. So if you've got all this knowledge up here, think of the content you could produce, like a free PDF that could lead to a follow-up meeting, or put a little video together. It's insane the content you could get, and it's all valuable stuff that they might be like, oh my god, we need this person.
And you don't have to do anything different because you're speaking to these candidates anyway. It's not like you have to make a ton more calls. You're just doing your job. You're just literally doing your job. It's just
what you already know. It's all up here, but get it. And the thing is, if you're like, oh, but I haven't got time to write, well, fucking use ChatGPT. Put in some ideas, messy ideas, get it to formulate something for you. Obviously, do your tweaks, but I think the content side of things, and I'm glad you wanted to talk about this, is massively underused.
But it feeds back to what we talked about at the beginning. That could be the start of your opener, right? That could be how you position yourself. Yeah. But rather than, oh, you're going to throw your phone out the fucking window. Yes, I will. Right. I'm going to. And I'm going to find you and throw you out the window as well. Right. It's just like, just stop using it. But go and you could, that literally feeds all the way back. Get all this information, turn it into an opening line or a pitch. That proves you're a specialist. You position yourself differently. You're fucking standing out. And it's like, at the minute, I think just standing out is the key to it. You could still be fairly average at what you do as a recruiter, but if you do something that's going to make you stand out without using the gimmicks, because I don't think in recruitment it's really our market, really, depending on what your vertical is. It's not really our market, right? I'm not dissing it, but that's more for like product sales and all that kind of stuff, like cold calling.
Quite honestly, even if somebody was trying to sell me a product, I'd want to kill myself if I heard that opener.
Just, so
even if you were trying to sell me something that I really, really love, like Botox, I'd still want to shoot myself if I heard that as a call opener. So that's just my 2 pence on that one. I'm going to come back to you in a sec for a top tip to end the show with.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about my next guest. Disclaimer, I don't actually know what we're going to talk about yet because I haven't got it back from him, partly my fault. But I've got Jim Turner joining me. I'm super excited to have Jim on because I absolutely love his posts. He is straight talking. So his agency is called Jobsworth. He's the director and the owner. If you know Ross Sullivan is also a director there as well now. They're in the sort of temp logistics sort of market, very successful agency. And Jim says it like it is, calls it out, says it like it is. I just absolutely love, like I said, his posts and stuff on LinkedIn. And so I'm getting him on. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it will be funny. It will be very straight talking, to the point, and opinionated. That's all I'm going to say. So keep an eye out, because obviously I'll post it on LinkedIn the week before, but that will be the 29th of October at 12:30. So talk to me about this, your top tip, Chris. Stop asking for permission.
Just generally, right? I think I literally was down with a client yesterday. I was doing some training with, like, he's got about 9 months experience, and we were talking about, it comes into two parts. Stop putting clients on a pedestal, right? Stop shitting yourself when you call them. Put your fucking grown-up pants on and fucking call them in the first place, right? Stop. Doesn't matter. I say to everyone, they're still going to go home and watch Love Island or The Traitors or whatever it is, right? They're still fucking people. And if they were a candidate, you wouldn't hesitate to fucking call them. So first of all, stop shitting yourself. And then when you do get them on the phone, the permission-based, do you mind if I borrow you for 30 seconds? This is a cold call, by the way. Do you mind? Like, you just sound fucking weak. You deserve to be hung up on. It just
sounds salesy and cringy, doesn't it? Like,
it's just shit. It's weak. You deserve to be hung up on. I would fully support that. Hang up on people. If you're going to be asking for permission, and if you've got 30 seconds, then would you mind? Grow up.
No.
Grow up. That's it.
Yeah.
Just grow up. Stop asking for permission. Yeah, just grow up.
Yeah.
Just fucking put your big boy pants on, or your big girl pants on, or your fucking non-gender pants on, and just grow up. Stop asking for permission and just grow a pair, or not a pair.
It's the same with asking for meetings. People are like, so would it be okay to pop in? And people are just you're giving people the option to say no.
Yeah, no, fuck off. Right, I'm not interested.
Yeah. I tell you one thing I do, which I need to stop doing, and I'm going to hold my hands up here because in no way am I perfect. Again, I've spoke to a group about this the other day. I will start a call and do a really decent intro, and then it's like ingrained in me. And as soon as I say it, I'm like, "Why did you say that?" I'm like, "So it's now a good time."
Right.
I'm like, because they're just going to go. Well, to be fair, I don't always get a no. People are like, yeah, it's fine, but I've only got 5 minutes potentially. But
yeah, it gives them that option to push back and go,
no.
I'm just heading to a meeting. No, you're not. You're not heading into a meeting.
You're not.
Or the whole, "Hi, how are you?" kills the fucking momentum. Stop asking people how they are. In my opinion.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. I think, again, you don't want to do on every, mix it up a little bit. I think it sometimes depends how the openers, if they seem like relatively happy.
We're disagreeing on something. Controversial.
Yeah, I know. God. By the way, we've got a battle of the trainers later today at 10 o'clock. And we're all meant to be battling against each other, but I've got a suspicion we're all going to agree.
Yeah, I'm not. I just think it's a bit of a momentum killer, especially if you are already shitting yourself. And they go, "Hi, how are you?" And when I get them, I go, "Yeah, I'm fine. You?" And I'll be really blunt, be like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah, you. I think it's I like to check that people. For me, it's a check-in. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Like, I want you engaged. Because if you go into I'm not saying a pitch, but if you sort of go into your intro, I want to know, I want to check in with someone. I want to be like, right, you need to listen to me now. So it's like, how are you? And then I'll say, right, reason I'm ringing is But the whole asking for permission. Again, I think it is this people going in with already thinking I've got to sell. It's like this tunnel vision. Trying to think how to describe it. Just transactional, isn't it? Again, it's
very transactional. It's tunnel vision. I think it comes from hierarchy or just old school practices that are kind of been inherited down, maybe not even deliberately, and people
I
just think
don't
that's
even
the way to
remember
do
that
things.
happening. When did you? Like, honestly, I think this is a new thing.
The first couple of jobs I had were fairly boiler roomy. Like, I wasn't allowed to sit down until I got a CV out and all that kind of stuff. And like, why didn't you pick up that fucking job? And it's like, I've been here my first week. Do you know what I mean? It's like, chill out. Anyway, right? So it's like, there are places out there that like that. And I don't think people are necessarily doing that deliberately now, but maybe it's just like ingrained in people. And it's just like, oh, I have to fucking sell. It's like, you do, but we're not selling a product. We're not like selling phones, right? Yeah, when we do BD for clients, we are trying to sell something, but it's a different type of sales. And I just think it needs to be less transactional.
Service.
Yeah, it's service, it's less transactional, it's more consultative. You need to prove that you provide a specialism or knowledge of something without just being so fucking like that. And it just sounds shit. And then I think people just shit themselves. And it's just like, one, they're no more important than you. You're the expert at the end of the day, or meant to be. So act like one. Don't ask for permission. Speak on their level. Grow a pair, grow up, stop asking for permission. Get over yourself. That's it. Just stop doing it. Yeah. Fucking annoys me. I just, ooh.
You've wound yourself up now, ready for the battle, haven't you? We're going to pull some punches.
Yeah, it's a shame we've got an hour till we have to start that, because I could probably go.
I know, we're going to get wind down. The caffeine's going to wear off. We're going to be like that on it. Right. So, thank you everyone for watching today. That's gone really, really quickly. Anybody that dropped any comments or questions in, we will answer them. So if we haven't already, because we might even be watching. Well, I won't be watching it. So what will I be doing? Or I might be. I might be on a little bit of my lunch. We will respond to them. But what I would encourage you to do is connect to Chris. He's tagged on the event, easy to find. If you've watched this and you want any extra support or help, maybe you're an agency owner, LinkedIn is probably the best way to get in touch, isn't it, Chris? Would you say drop a slide into your DMs?
Yeah, someone asked me for my website the other day. So I don't have a website. I probably should get one. So yeah, LinkedIn.
It's in construction. Well, the thing is with the website, like I've had mine done twice over. As soon as it's finished, it only got finished like a year and a half ago, and now I want it done again. I don't like it because like I change my mind all the time about like what I'm doing, so it could be a complete waste of money.
I'm gonna do it, but it's like, does anyone really click on it? I don't know. They'll probably do. I'm probably missing out on loads of stuff.
People do, but I don't think it's essential. We're going into another subject now, but I wouldn't stress about it. But yeah, LinkedIn for Chris. For anything sort of arcade or rec to rec, mental health coaching, and you've got the lobby as well related.
The lobby is
you've got some events coming up.
Yeah, the events that I've got are through the lobby. The lobby is like essentially the online platform part of arcade. The events that I've got, I generally can't remember all of them, but I know I've got 4 booked. One is Friday the 10th, which is ADHD and recruitment. And then the ones after that, there's one more that's mental health based, which kicking out burnout, around burnout. And then the other 2 more recruitment based. One is around interview preps and how to prep your candidates properly. And the last one, I can't fucking remember, to be honest. It's like 6 weeks away. But yeah, it'll be really good. It'll be shit hot, but I can't remember what it is. So,
Well, if you want to know what it is, and Chris has had a bit of time to look into it, drop him a message later. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Come back and join me on the 29th. No idea what I'm talking about in that one, but again, it will be good. So it's fine. It's really good how organised we are as business owners and trainers.
Good luck. Yeah.
Organised. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you soon.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, Chris, I forgot to tell you, there's going to be a countdown that comes up on the screen now. Don't go anywhere, but everybody else will see you soon.
So I wave? Do this, like old school 70s TV.